Hey. Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey guys. Oops. That's bad news. I fucked up. No water today. Nothing to drink. I need my illegal beverage to put up with your goddamn questions. I forgot about it. Looks like I'm gonna have to tough it up. I'm gonna have to suck it up and tough it up. What's up, guys? Welcome to another Q&A. I have a poll today. It involves these 3 games, so let's do the poll right away. I'm adding them. What's up, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4. How are you guys today? I'm doing a poll. Give me a few seconds. It's this long ass subtitle. There we go. You guys choose for me. I can't decide. Just fucking choose for me. I can't decide. What the hell is this? Well, what's gonna be my next JRPG review? It's gonna be between those 4 games and The Legend of Nayuta. I don't have The Legend of Nayuta physical, but you get the idea. Plus, I'm pretty sure you can barely see that. Alright. What happened? What the hell happened with the chat?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Can you guys... Hello? Oh, there you go. Oh, the poll was blocking the chat. Jesus, goddamn. Anyway, so these are games that I covered several times in my channel, but I haven't talked about any of them in a while. And I've been working on all 4 of them, so all 4 of them will happen at some point. I have some footage, I have some things, recorded, but I can't decide which one I want to do by tomorrow. So I spent a big chunk of yesterday just trying to decide which review to upload tomorrow and finish, and I couldn't. So I don't know, you guys decide for me. You are the audience after all. You are the target audience of these fucking things. So just you fucking choose what the hell you want to watch. What's up, JA? He says, Eric, leave G time no talk. I mean, long time no talk. I'm glad I can catch your stream. You're welcome. Hope you enjoyed your game. Let's see the poll. No one's voting for Earthlock? No one cares, because no one knows it. Earthlock Festival of Magic, it's a really obscure indie RPG. It's not that obscure, it's got a sequel in the works, believe it or not. Wow, yeah, I know, right? It's like, what? Why are they making a sequel to a game that no one knows? They are making a sequel, It's an indie game. Of course, Astral Chain is super famous. Nayuta is by Falcom. Action RPG, Exist Archive is a turn-based RPG by Tri-Ace. Anyway, you guys decide. I mean, you do understand the poll, right? Should I be more... Should I clarify a bit more? Like, it says next JRPG review for my channel. Can I edit this? No. Well, fuck it, you get the idea. No, I did not play Future Redeemed. I don't really care for DLCs, to be honest. Sometimes even if they're free, I've played some that are free, like the Diofield Chronicle. It got a free DLC. What was it, like last year or a couple of years ago? I played that. It was fun, But I don't care for DLCs. There's one for Eiyuden Chronicle, I just no. I don't really care. Like I I got the game, I beat the game. Give me the... I'm a bit of... I'm not 100% against the idea. I understand the idea. I think it's... from a cold business perspective, I think it's... I'm not gonna say good or bad idea, more like an interesting idea to make profit, to milk your video game, you know? And it works. It's been working for 20 years. I think this is something that started all the way back in the PS3 era. PSP even, you know, there were some DLCs on PSP. So this is something that's been happening since for the past 20 years. But I've never been a fan. I've always been a fan of, you know, I'll get the game and I expect to have the full game. Like I don't want extra content, or I don't want an incomplete game. And a lot of companies do this a lot nowadays. They just expect you to buy an incomplete game and then sell you the rest on DLC. But then other companies do sell you the complete game, and then they just add some extra chapter, some extra story, you know, or some like an extra episode, like the answer for Persona 3 or Future Redeemed, you know. But when they do that, I mean, when they don't sell you the complete game, like Koei Tecmo with Dead or Alive, like they want you to buy the characters, that's fucking bullshit. I'm against that. I don't think that's something I respect. I understand it from a business perspective, but that's not something I respect. But from when companies release their games, full games, and then they add an extra chapter or an extra mission or something, and they sell you that, I don't know how I feel about that. I have mixed feelings. On one hand, they're trying to milk the game and sell you more. And on the other hand, you know, they're just trying to add an extra episode to... You know what? Never mind. I can't justify that. I just don't care for DLCs. I think it's... I understand from a business point of view, but I don't like it. I don't think it's fair for the player. You know, that's just my opinion. You know, if you guys like DLCs and buy them, that's cool. You know, if you enjoy them, great. I'm not telling you that's something you shouldn't do. I'm just saying that me personally, I don't dig that. You know, I just don't like it. Like buying a DLC, an extra chapter, an epilogue, or a possible different future, like or a different ending. Remember what Ashura's Wrath did? A lot of you don't, but they were trying to sell you the ending. The game wasn't complete. That was fucking horseshit. You know, that's not the case of Future Redeemed, right? But that was fucking bullshit, you know? And then what about Infinite Wealth last year? You want the New Game Plus? Pay for it. What? You want me to pay for a New Game Plus? So that's horseshit. I don't think you guys should support that. But regular DLCs like Future Redeemed or the Eiyuden Chronicle one or whatever, you know, it's like... Go ahead, you know, whatever, I respect that, but I don't like it. It looks like Astral Chain is winning. I talked about Astral Chain, when was the last time I reviewed it? Because sometimes I include JRPGs in my top 10s, but they aren't in the form of a review, right? They're just like, I don't know, 10 JRPGs that surpassed my expectations. And I talk about a certain game, but I explain why it surpassed my expectation. I'm not explaining the game. I'm not saying, oh, this game is like this, the story is like this, the gameplay is like this, the battle system. No. It's like, these games surpassed my expectations because I love the battle system and because, you know, it blew me away with the graphics. It's not really a review. Like, I want to have a proper review. Why am I doing this? Because I want to... In the description, there's a link to my blog. Hell, I'll just put it right there, right now. Been trying to promote this... There we go. So I'm gonna leave you guys a link right now. Or should I explain later when there's more people? Yeah, let's just explain this again when there's more people. Like, I have 40 people watching right now. Let's just wait a little bit more, and I'll explain the whole thing. But yeah, for now, I want you guys to choose which review you want to watch tomorrow. Or Monday, you know, maybe some of you will watch this Q&A 2 days from now. Now, this is for Monday. Which means maybe by the time you watch this, the review is going to be out already. It looks like Astral Chain is winning. This is fucking loud as hell. Akai Katana, huh? Alright. Alright, so what's up, Shinji? Playing Crystallis on the NES, says Scott. That's a hardcore game. Is there a game you revisit annually? No, not anymore. I used to. I used to do that, not every year, but more like every 2 years. Like Chrono Cross, you know, my favorites, Grow Lancer, Valkyrie 2, the Suikoden games, you know, but I don't do that anymore since I became a YouTuber. Constantly I have to, like, play new games, but I don't like to rush them. I could play more, you know, I could play, like, I could be, like, one of those, one of the many JRPG channels or reviewers that only play, like, a game for, like, 2 or 3 hours, and then they review it. And then they keep moving to the next. A lot of reviewers do that. YouTubers and journalists and magazines, you know. I don't like rushing games. That's why it usually takes me like 2 weeks to finish one RPG. I just beat Shining Blade. Of course, expect my review of Shining Blade in a top 10 or something coming soon. I just beat it and it took me almost 2 weeks to beat it, you know. So I take my time. I don't like rushing games. But then again, on the other hand, I don't have the luxury of like revisiting games, you know, often. I don't mind, you know, I love my job. What channels do you watch? You mean YouTube channels? Barely any, you know. I'm still stuck with the channels that I grew up with, which are like Cinemassacre, you know, James Rolfe, Mike Matei. Occasionally, well, I watch channels. I don't watch all of their videos, you know, because they put up a lot of content that I don't really care for, or that I'm just not interested, you know. But I don't really watch a lot of YouTube nowadays. I feel like I use YouTube for music mostly, to play the guitar with the song, to play along with the song, you know, or to watch music videos, old and not so old. I've been watching a lot of Megadeth videos. I've been a fan of Megadeth for many years, but I only knew like a few songs, right? Not really what I will call a fan, you know. But I for some reason a few weeks ago I kind of started getting more and more into Megadeth. I know it's a super famous band that's been there for like 40 years, you know. But for some reason I was like, I don't know, I kind of dig this now more than ever. That happened to me with Killing Joke, a band, one of my favorite bands of all time. That was many years ago, but I've known that band since I was a teenager, and I was always like 1 or 2 songs, and that's it. And then several years later, you know, I became a huge fan, so don't really watch a lot of channels. Is Astral Chain even an RPG? We'll see, you know, I think it's an RPG. I've always treated the game as an action RPG. It has really strong RPG elements, you level up and blah blah blah. If it wins, and from the looks of it, it's probably gonna win the poll. I'll explain that, I'll talk about that. Why I think it's an RPG, that will be a good idea to add to the review. You hate microtransactions. Yeah, pretty much, you know. Oh yeah, the best thing about Nayuta is the music. Another thing that I'm gonna have to praise the music again. If that wins. Have the tariffs affected you in any way? Not at the moment. But then again, I haven't bought anything online. I mean, the tariffs are supposed to, like, if I want to buy something from the US, directly imported from the US, it's gonna be like very expensive, right? I don't really understand that much about the tariffs. All I know is that it's about the market, you know, how certain things, products from other countries are gonna be more expensive, right? That's how I understand them. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't understand that much about this tariffs situation. Who is in the background poster in the Grand Kingdom video? Oh, so you got Alice Madness. That's a fucking banner that I had from my previous store. I don't think I have a picture in this computer. I have a picture in the previous laptop. Maybe I need to get it. I've shown my little kiosk before. Not that one, you know. I moved. I had a store that was like a big store, only for like 3 months, you know, and I had a big banner, and it had like a lot of pixelated drawings because back then I didn't know shit about pixels and resolution. So I just sent the printing company. I sent the images, and they were like, you know, a lot of these are gonna look pixelated. You know, can't you find like better images with better resolution? And I was like, no, I can't. But on the inside, I was like, what the fuck is resolution? This was like 10 years ago, you know. Now I know what resolution is, but that's why some of the images look pixelated. So in the Grand Kingdom video, you got Alice from Alice Madness Returns, and the other one is Lauren Silver Rain from my book Terra Gaiden. And behind me, I'm blocking her. That's Jill Valentine, but it's so dark that it's a good idea that she's in the middle, you know, because even if I wasn't blocking her, you probably wouldn't be able to see her that much. But that's Jill Valentine from the Resident Evil remake on GameCube a long time ago. Anyway, I'm saving, well, not saving, more like I'm working on getting new posters and new shit, you know, to use as background. And by the way, before you think that I got a new camera or something, no, it's just the same camera on my phone. I just shot the video in a different room. This one has terrible lighting, you know, but it's the studio. All I need to do is get better lighting eventually, but the other room has a huge window right in front of it, so that's why it looks so fucking crisp, you know. And since I'm only shooting the intros and outros there with the little dragon, the little toy action figure, you know, that's a random figure. It doesn't belong, before you ask, it doesn't belong to any anime or any, it's just a random figure that my mom got to me when she was sick. It has a heartbreaking story, maybe I'll tell it one day. But there we go. No love for Earthlock. I think nobody's voting for it because nobody knows it. Or maybe people remember my rant. I ranted about this game a long time ago. I mean, you guys do know why you're, I mean, what you're voting for, right? This isn't a most popular game, or what game have you played? You know, it's my next JRPG review. It says right there. Well, hopefully you guys know what you're voting for. Many first-party Nintendo games getting an upgrade for Switch 2 aren't going to include any of the DLC. Oh, that's fucking bullshit. Nintendo is not clueless, man. They don't give a shit. I talked about this last Sunday. Nintendo doesn't give a shit. Companies don't give a shit about gamers anymore. They just want your money. Because they know they're gonna get it. I talked about that in the Atelier Yumiya review. Julie, you might want to watch it. Didn't get a lot of views though. Well, actually got more views than I expected. The one that didn't get a lot of views was a Suikoden Remasters video. It's a mixed bag. I have mixed feelings about the failure of that video. It was the fact that it failed kind of broke my heart, but at the same time that just proves that I have succeeded in driving away the audience that only cares for new games. Like, the focus of my channel for like a year or so has been on obscure games and retro games and hidden gems, you know. And I never bothered reviewing some of the popular JRPGs from last year. Kind of gave up after Euden Chronicle. I was like, fuck this, you know. But yeah, on the other hand, it's Suikoden. I was expecting more views, expecting more people to be interested in what I had to say about the remasters, but then at the same time, I kind of drove that audience away. I don't know how I feel about it, but I just want to say that if you missed the Suikoden review, I reviewed the remasters a couple of weeks ago. It's here on my YouTube channel. Check it out. In a scale of 1 to 10, how hard is Earthlock? Well, I wasn't gonna tell you, but it's a guarantee that it's not gonna win. The poll, it's a guaranteed loser. Super hard, like I will say. I don't know, what's a 10 for you? I want to answer in terms of your scale. Shinji, you know? Because to me, like 10 out of 10 hard RPGs, that will be like the original Devil Survivor on the Nintendo DS, or the Wizardry games, or Etrian Odyssey, or those fucking mystery dungeon games like Isuna, or... Well, not Itsuna, but Shiren the Wanderer. Maybe the original Nocturne. That would be like a 9 out of 10, you know. 10, like the super extremely hard. Maybe Bloodborne. Not Dark Souls is like an 8 or 9, you know. Bloodborne is like super fucking hardcore. What else? I missed when I had one. Rondo of Swords. Yggdra Union, you know. Those fucking games are like a 10 out of 10. So like that? In a scale like that, I think Earthlock is like 8. 8 out of 10, almost 9. It's just fucking ridiculous, man. I mean, it can be done with grinding, but it's a huge grind fest. A hardcore grind fest, you know. Yeah, like 8 or 9 out of 10. You guys are voting Nayuta? Okay. I just want to say that all of these reviews are already, they're gonna happen. It's a guarantee. When? I don't know. Today is about choosing for the one that I'm going to upload tomorrow. I'll finish it this afternoon if it wins. Looks like Astral Chain is gonna win, so that's gonna be it. You know, I already have some footage in some recording, some script for all of them. You know, Earthlock. There's barely any interest, so what I'm gonna do is probably take my old review that's super long and unscripted and just edit it, you know, in a 10-minute long max video, and I'll just throw it in as an extra episode. These are extra episodes, you know, but I want to wait for more people to join to explain why I'm doing this, though it should be pretty obvious. Exist Archive deserves a remake? Really? I think Exist Archive, all it needs is a Switch release. It's not on PC. I mean, it's on PS4 and PS Vita, but it's not on Steam? You sure about that? Holy shit. I didn't know it wasn't available for Steam. I know it's not on Switch, though. Time and Eternity will also win against Earthlock. That's not happening. I have reviewed that game before, you know, in videos. That's more than enough. Have you ever wondered if Rogue Galaxy would have had a sequel? The game leaves the possibility at the ending. It's a shame Level 5 is drifting for me as a gaming company. It's drifting for me too. I don't really care for the company anymore. Rogue Galaxy though, yeah, it could have had a great sequel had it succeeded. We all know at this point why Rogue Galaxy wasn't a commercial success. It was just too fucking unbalanced, very, very difficult. Extremely grindy, where the hell do I go kind of game. It's a great game, it's still worth playing at least once, but it's not like the masterpiece it was intended to be. You'd like to see a Bloodborne playthrough one day? From me, that's the best I can give you is the little stream that I did many years ago. I think it was in 2019, I believe. I have streamed Bloodborne before. Of course, I sucked balls, so if you want to see me... If you want to cringe, go watch that old stream. Like a full playthrough, forget it. I don't do full playthroughs anymore. What would make a game actually be worth $90 to you? Does it come with a girlfriend? Well, I wouldn't pay for a girlfriend. But... $90? A special edition. That will make a game be worth $90 for me. A special edition. The girlfriend is DLC. No, here's a better one. Girlfriend will be like included in the price, but she wouldn't be able to do shit. You want to hang out with her? That's DLC. Will Tactics Ogre be a 10 in difficulty? Oh. There's one version of Tactics Ogre that doesn't have a level cap. Which one is that? Because the one that doesn't have a level cap, I'll say that's like a 9 out of 10 difficulty. Because you can still grind your way out of it. But Reborn, there's a level cap, you can't grind. All you can do is go and try to get better equipment and increase your job. I don't fucking know, you know, but I never beat Tactics Ogre Reborn, made it to the final boss. There's a review, I reviewed Tactics Ogre Reborn, you know, and I explained all of that. That Reborn, I wouldn't say 10 out of 10, that would be like a 9 out of 10 difficulty. I don't know. Oh, you've played Earthlock. Yeah, it's fucking brutal, man. You double checked. Exist Archive, it's not available on Steam. That's bad. Yeah, I will greatly benefit from a Steam release or Switch or whatever. You know, I don't think it's gonna happen though. That's a game by Tri-Ace and Spike Chunsoft. They don't really do like ports unless, you know, they are published by some other company like Square Enix, Namco maybe, you know, but published by Spike Chunsoft. What you see is what you get. That's it. I doubt Exist Archive will ever get a PC release though. But anyway, and when it comes to emulation, well, you need a decent computer to emulate PS Vita. I haven't tried because I already have my PS Vita hacked, you know. And I'm planning on playing some fan translations. I found out that Phantasy Star Nova, also by Tri-Ace, has been fan translated. And the translation's fully like complete, so I want to try that out. But first, I'd like to try the PS Vita emulator on this laptop. I mean, the Switch emulator works, but it's kind of choppy, you know, it's not perfect, it's far from perfect. I wanted to bother with other games. I wanted to try other Switch games emulated, but it can barely handle some of them. Like Suikoden 2 kept crashing, Xenoblade Chronicles 6 is very choppy, you know, so, but we'll see. So I wanted to ask you guys, I looked about this in Google yesterday, but I didn't have enough time to look it up. But you guys are more knowledgeable than I am, as always. So is the Vita more powerful than the Switch? I don't think so, right? Just let me know. Because if this fucking laptop can emulate Switch with problems, it may be able to emulate PS Vita games, right? So, just to play Phantasy Star Nova. Nope, the Vita isn't more powerful than the Switch? Okay, I knew that. Yeah, I think the Vita runs on like not even 1 GB of memory RAM, right? So it should be fine. So I'm gonna try out Phantasy Star Nova. And going back to Exist Archive, I think, you know, if I can emulate Exist Archive, I have a physical copy on PS4, you know, but if I can emulate Exist Archive on this fucking laptop, I'm pretty sure most of you will, you know. So the game not being on Steam isn't really an excuse. And I have played the Vita version of Exist Archive and it's just as great, no problems. It's not one of those where the Vita version is like ass and the PS4, PS3 version is better, far superior. No, Exist Archive, PS4, PS Vita, same. Would you say... Wait a second. I missed some... If a 10 for you will be Vagrant Story and Beyond the Beyond. Ooh. Well, I never made it any far in Beyond the Beyond. I think I put like an extra hour many years ago, from what you saw in the stream. Vagrant Story, yeah, it's fucking brutal. What is your favorite retro song from a certain video game? Ooh, I fucking adore the Turtles in Time soundtrack on the SNES. You know, or Final Fantasy 6. Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9. 9 is one of my favorites. Chrono Cross is my number 1, you know. I don't know why I thought your question, I turned it into a non-RPG question. But yeah, my favorite retro song of all time, JRPGs included, well, that will be probably the ending theme of Chrono Cross. Or the main menu theme, you know. Hard to decide with a soundtrack like Chrono Cross. Would you say that Activision is the most evil gaming company? Nowadays, all companies are evil, man. Kinda hard to decide on a winner. Do you enjoy card games, RPGs like Mega Man Battle Network, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon Trade? No, not really, but I did enjoy a lot Baten Kaitos and Cards RPG, the Misty Battlefield, you know? Those I liked, Grand Guilds, I love those, you know, but the ones you mentioned, not really. In your Saturn Obscure Games stream, did you play Princess Crown? I played it recently on Twitch. But no, it wasn't there. You can finish Xenoblade Chronicles 1 in a modded Switch for under 20 hours? Really? Like what? How? You jump to the final dungeon or something? What? Bravely is not gonna get a physical release? The Bravely Default Remaster? No physical? As if I care. If it gets a physical or not. Are you using Vita 3K? I don't know, that's probably the emulator that I'm gonna try. I don't need to, you know, I have my PSTV hacked. I can play anything there. But I don't have a lot of space there. I will have to delete something because I have a 32GB memory card, so I don't have a lot of space, you know. That's why I want to start emulating Vita on my laptop, so I don't have to bother with that fucking space problem on my PSTV. Favorite cliches in JRPGs? I like it when they attack the system. I like it when the whole message of the games, the whole message of the story is about thinking for yourself and deciding for yourself without leaving it up to the masses or corporations. You know, a lot of JRPGs have that message. You know, think for yourself, make your own choices. That's a cliche. Different routes and endings. That's another cliche. You know, the evil route, the neutral route, the Shin Megami Tensei games. Grow Lancer, a lot of JRPGs have that, Land Greaser. So that, I like that cliche a lot. The power of friendship, I like it depending on how it's handled. I have a love-hate relationship with that, you know. Those are some good JRPG cliches that I like. Thank you, Mystery Kid. So Bravely Default 1 is not gonna be on the card, it's gonna be digital, that sucks. Is $40 US a good price for a physical PS5 game? Which game are you planning on buying though? I think $40 over new? Brand new? Yes, obviously, they're all like 60, right? But 40 for a used game that you really wanna own? And it doesn't look like it's gonna drop in price anytime soon? Then sure. I will stick to 30 though, but that's just that I'm frugal. You were just wondering how I was playing Vita games. Yeah, I have a hacked PSTV, yeah. Final Fantasy 8 or 10? Ooh, I think 10 is definitely better. I liked 8 a little bit more though, despite its issues. It's a misunderstood JRPG. But I think objectively speaking, I think Final Fantasy X is the better game. Thoughts on the Switch 2 physical games? Already talked about that, Joker. You can find the clip on my second channel. Translations work on the original hardware. Okay. How do you feel about the character archetype with 180 degrees personality change like Luke? Luke specifically takes... I don't like that character because it just takes forever for him to do that archetype change. You know? It happens near the end of the game, so he's like... You were stuck 80% of the time with a fucking spoiled asshole, you know? But I like it. I like it when it happens earlier. But it doesn't happen often, you know? How many other characters, without getting into spoilers, how many other JRPG characters are like that? with like a 180 degrees changing personality, you know. Thank you, Zema Duvant. Zema Duvant. Who's that in your profile picture? Like it seems from, is that Locke from Final Fantasy VI? Anyway, can we think of another? There's barely any JRPG characters that do that, you know. Locke from Final Fantasy VI. All right, yeah, I knew it. Interesting question, you know, but I wish I had more examples, Julie, to answer it, you know. JRPG with more story or a JRPG with more gameplay? Mystery Kid, man, nowadays, I think I'm gonna go with more gameplay, except if the like, I don't know. Like I was playing, let me give you a random example. I was playing AU Senki. I know, nobody knows that fucking game. But it's a visual novel, strategy RPG. One of those on the PlayStation 3. It's also on Vita. I couldn't take it. I played live a few days ago on Twitch, and I was like, no, fuck this. It's too much fucking stupid ass dialogue. But take a game like Triangle Strategy, where the story, there's a lot of story, and the story's fucking awesome, you know. That I prefer. So nowadays I'm more of like more gameplay than story kind of guy. Unless the story's freaking awesome. That, okay, then I'm okay with the game having a lot of story. What's still stuck on the Vita? Chaos Rings, Soul Sacrifice? Barely anything. Phoenix Festa. Nobody knows that game. Me and my fucking obscure games, man. Like, oh, I like watching Eric land on RPG. He gives the best examples. Hey, what's the best example on a Vita exclusive? Oh, Phoenix Festa. Oh yeah, that's super popular game, right? Yeah, I know, you're right, that's still stuck. What? What? I don't know, I'm fuck. What else really? Oreshika, another fucking super hard, super obscure fucking game. They do play ads on streams, and I get like 5 cents, or probably less than that. I get nothing, man. Do you want to know how much I make out of every Q&A in terms of ads? Like $1, probably, you know. Don't skip the ads, so I can make $1.2. This is why it's important to do super chats and support your content creators like Vitamax here. Thank you very much, man. Thanks a bunch, dude. I'll probably get a little bit more if I left the Q&As public, you know, but they, you know, YouTube shouldn't be called YouTube anymore. It should be called algorithm. We're algorithm slaves. Drive Girls? There's a game called Drive Girls? Like, now I want to know what the hell's that. Is the Vita still worth owning today? Isn't everything ported already? The only things I can think of is a Tales game. Yeah, I think it's very worth owning. Preferably because of the fan translations, man. There's a lot of fan translations for, like, the Tales games, for example. You got Tales of Hearts. Well, that's not a fan translation, it was a localization. But that remake is exclusive to the Vita. And then there's Tales of Innocence, also fan translated. Phantasy Star Nova, recently fan translated, you know. Yeah, it's very worth owning a Vita nowadays. Yeah, I'll say go for it, man. I hope you're doing okay, by the way. What's your opinion about Metal Max Xeno Reborn? Terrible game. Stick to the original. No ad blocker in the Q&A? I don't know. That's up to you. How do I block my own ads? I don't get to do that, you know. Or you guys can use like AdBlock Plus or some shit. I don't know, man. Slave Tube doesn't sound marketable. It is definitely a... I mean, you can't even take a break in this website. You take a break for like 2 weeks and then the algorithm destroys you. No, seriously, Metal Max Xeno Reborn? Terrible fucking remake, man. Don't play it. I'm being serious. I have reviewed that game in the past. Maybe I need to do a new review again. Oh, there's like 80 people watching and over 100 votes. So let me explain just very briefly what the poll is about. So I'm doing these reviews. Like, I know the large majority of them are not gonna get like a lot of views. They're all gonna be around the 5,000 view range, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,000 views. That's okay. I'm not really doing reviews for the views or the money. It's just extra content on my channel. But I want to focus on that for a while because of this. Let me link you guys to my blog. Some of you already know the blog, some of you don't. I'm just gonna put it here. If you click on that link that I just left in the chat, you will see a lot of scores. And you also notice that there's a lot of games with blue color. You can click on those and that will lead you to my review. Some of them lead to my podcast. Because that's the podcast, I know it's like a 1 hour long. So yeah, it's super long and you have no time, I know that. But that's like I cover in excessive detail every single part of the game, right? But the large majority are like regular reviews that I've done in the past or recently. Like 5, 10, 15 minute long reviews, you know. So one of the main reasons why I'm doing these JRPG reviews of games that I've covered in top 10s, you know, like these guys or the JRPGs you're seeing on the poll right now, is because of this, because I want to add them here, because I want every single JRPG that I've played in my life and that I have scored in this website, I want it to have its own video review. I don't want to link to a top 10 like, oh, I want to see Eric reviewing Tales of Exilia and you click and it's a top 10. I don't want that, you know. Sure, watch the top 10s, please. Top 10s will continue, don't worry. It's not going to be just reviews from now on. But I would like to make like its own video, you know, for every game. Like, I know it's going to take me like years probably because I'll be doing probably 2 reviews a week and no more than that. But I want this whole fucking website that I just posted on the chat to be full of reviews, you know. So you can be like, oh, he gave Golden Sun an 8 out of 10. Why? I want to know why. So you click on it, you watch the review, and now you know why, you know. And also to leave like, I don't know, like some kind of print of my career somewhere, you know, other than YouTube. I mean, all the links are gonna be YouTube links, right? But look at this. There's just a lot of JRPGs that are... Damn. There's only like 50 links probably, or 60, you know, out of 500 and something, you know. So yeah, it's gonna take me a long time, but it will eventually happen. Okay? So in the poll right now, Astral Chain looks like it's winning. Where's Astral Chain? Let me give you an example. I think it's 8.6, right? Yeah, it's gonna be like 8.6. And you're probably like, wow, you know, that's a high number, you know. I didn't know you were such a big fan, so yeah. It's right above Soul Hackers 2. That one has a review. In case you were wondering, you know, because everybody hates that game. They're like, you know, 8.6 for Soul Hackers 2? Are you fucking mad, Eric? That should be like a 7 out of 10 or 6. Hell no! You wanna know why? Watch my review, you know. So now you'll have Astral Chain and others, you know. So yeah, all of the JRPGs that you're seeing right now on the poll, they will have the review. It's a guarantee. But when, I don't know. It may be like in a week or a month or a year. You know, right now, I'm gonna stick to the one that you guys are voting for, and that's gonna be one of these 4 games. You know, which are these guys. You know, so apparently Astral Chain is winning. Nayuta is a close second, not that close, but close. Earthlock doesn't stand a chance, and Exist Archive doesn't stand a chance. So, it's probably gonna be between Astral Chain and The Legend of Nayuta. I have something already, so I'll finish the review of the winner this afternoon and evening, and I'll have it ready by tomorrow. So, anyway, thank you Yum Yum, and thank you Brian for becoming a member. Yum Yum says, since we may not see the release of Cold Steel 1 and 2 on the Switch, are 3 and 4 can be played without... No. You cannot play 3 and 4, man. You have to play 1 and 2 first. Sorry. I know you're a Switch enthusiast, but... yeah, you gotta play the first 2 first. Indispensable, in my opinion. One person voted for Earthlock. Maybe 2? It'll happen. Don't be sad, you know. It'll happen. That's Earthlock review is gonna be... That's a guarantee, you know. But when, I don't know. So vote for... Keep that in mind when you vote. You know, all of these games are... They're going to be reviewed. And the ones on the blog eventually, you know. But click on the... Vote for the one that you want to see like right now, like tomorrow. Like I can't wait, you know. Anyway, so what did I miss? Yeah, I do remember you, Joker. I remember most of you guys, you know. I mean, sure, there was the occasional random viewer that I've never seen before. And a ton of lurkers. Hello, lurkers! What's up? Thanks for being a fan. You use premium to help creators. Thank you. Do you think Nintendo is happy dividing people worse than ever before? With how polarizing the Switch 2? Probably, you know, other companies are, like Square Enix, Bandai Namco, you know, Atlus, Capcom. Governments are very happy. The US and China are super happy that people are divided. Corporations are happy. Why wouldn't Nintendo be happy? Everybody's happy when people are divided and hating and attacking each other, aren't they? 100 votes and only 30 likes. The like button is free. You know what also is free? The subscribe button. I don't know why people are so anal about the subscribe button. I don't understand. What happens if you... Is something bad gonna happen if you click the subscribe button? What's on offer on PS5 right now? Soul Hackers 2? 12? No, man. My man, you can pay a little bit more and you can get the physical version of it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Soul Hackers 2, PS4, PS5 can be found for like 20 pounds or less. Like right now on Amazon Mexico, I don't know in the UK, but in Mexico right now it's like $15 US dollars. So that's like 12 pounds, right? Get it physical, man. Don't buy it digital. Unless it's like 5, you know. I bought physical digital games in the past that I don't have physical. Like Shining Resonance Refrain. I know it's super cheap nowadays, but I still don't have it. But I paid $5 US dollars for it digital. That's a good price for a digital game. But 12 pounds? I wouldn't pay that, but that's just my opinion. Oh, thank you, Borch. Of course, I'm still doing videos. YouTube doesn't want me to. And my thousands of haters, you know, but this is what I do. It will continue. I'm not gonna give up. At this point, Hunted the Demon's Forge? That's the music? Okay, that's a PS3 game. That's a good game. Not an RPG, but it's an okay game. It has problems, but it's good. Very sexy game. You like fan service? Oh, you owe it to yourself to play this game. It's super cheap though. Really, at this point in my career, I know it's like I'm no longer relevant and I barely get any views nowadays, but the best thing I can do instead of sulking is just continue to work hard, enjoy what I do, you know, and keep being passionate about it, because this was never about the money or the views. This was always about the passion, about playing the games and about reviewing them and talking about them and ranting about them and recommending them or trashing them, you know. It was always about that since the beginning, you know. So all I can do is move forward, keep working hard, keep making videos. Nothing else to do. No, it's not. That's right. Julie answered the question. Nayuta is like standalone. You're only seeing 3 likes? What are you talking about? Likes don't really matter, you know. Like the videos, but the Q&As, it's like... Are there any other games like Nayuta? You mean like within the Trails series? Yeah, no, I don't think so. That's the only Trails game that seems to be standalone. So no. Does Mexico use the ESRB ratings, or do they have their own thing? For video games, they do. For the longest time, they just used the ESRB rating, like a lot of other Latin American countries, you know. But a brand new exclusive Mexican rating system for video games came out a few years ago, and if you go to stores, you can buy. Like I have a couple of games. Not those, but I have a few games like my Super Mario RPG remake copy and my Xenoblade Chronicles 3 copy have the Mexican rating system, not the North American rating system, the ESRB system. So Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is a teen-rated video game, right? In the US or Canada. In Mexico is B15. That means only people from 15 years older and above can play it. Thank you, Sleepy Gamer. Oh, there's a lot of games like that, man. PC's better though. Nayuta is a bit more technical. I haven't played the Zwei games. Those are also Falcom games. What is the age of consent in Mexico? 18. 10 years old? I don't know. There's no country like that in the world that has a 10-year-old age of consent. Come on. I think the minimum was like 13 or 14 in Japan, right? Now the age of consent here in Mexico is 18. Or 17, I think. 17 or 18. I'm pretty sure it's 18 though. Gori on the Switch is meh. Better stick playing on PS4. Why? Is it like frame rate issues? Bad resolution? I mean, it's to be expected. That's a really fast-paced video game. It was definitely planned for PlayStation consoles, not for the Switch. Astral Chain fell because it's winning on the poll. Motherfuckers threw it off! These guys were jealous. Like, fuck you, you're winning? No! Vote for them! It fell. Is it okay? Hard to get good condition boxes on Switch. Yeah. It withstood the fall. I'm not a fan of Front Mission. I like the remake though. The remake of Front Mission was pretty damn good, but I never finished it. But that's a good game. But I'm not really a fan of Front Mission. Respect the series, but not really a fan. You remember wired headphones were a thing? People don't wear them anymore? I see them wearing them all the time. Joe Rogan wears them. Wired. I have big headphones, you know, but I'm not really a fan of those anymore. I used to be a big fan of like headphones, but now I use just earphones. It's just better. I have like more space in my head. Oh, it will happen. You can keep falling. It was just those guys. Now I have a fan. I have a PlayStation 5 fan turned on. Maybe that's what. It's a Switch game. So 2 PlayStation 4 games conspired with the PlayStation 5, you know, to throw the Switch exclusive off. By any chance, do you buy any original Switch games that didn't have a cartridge and only on code? No, I don't do that. I got close. I don't remember which game it was. Many years ago, some years ago, that was like super cheap, like $10. The physical version, $10. And I was like, why is this so cheap? So before I bought it, I looked it up and oh, it doesn't have a cartridge. That's why. So I didn't buy it, no. If I'm gonna buy a physical game, yeah, this is cool, the box, you know, and whatever. But this fucking thing is what I want. This is what I'm paying for, not this. Well, I'm actually paying for both. But the most important thing is this fucking thing. Not a digital code, you know, I don't like that. That's the real PS5. It's pretty large. You don't like digital outside of DLC? I don't like digital at all, unless it's like super cheap. You know, I have a bunch of digital games and some demos. How's the poll? Astral Chain is still on top, 116. For those who recently joined, I'm doing a poll for what JRPG I should review next, and it's one of either one of those guys in the poll. Vote for the one you want to see reviewed. Looks like Astral Chain is gonna win. Vote for Nayuta. Vote Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. Legendary commercial. At least Kirby Forgotten Land. Okay. I haven't played that. I like Kirby. Digital games have a monthly cap internet. A lot of them do, others don't. You just buy them and you install them on your hard drive and you can play them offline even if you want to, you know. So, what are you talking about? But yeah, a lot of games are like that. You can't play them unless you're online, right? Did you buy Astral Chain for $90? If you know what I mean? No. This was a gift from a fan a long time ago. Yeah. Probably something Joker, yeah. I think Square Enix is gonna do something. Not that I give a shit though, but probably. I should have added some Earthlock music. Poor Earthlock, look at that. 7%. That's fucking pathetic. No one cares. Why? Why don't you guys care about Earthlock? I'm not being anal about it. It's not like that's secretly the one that I want to review the most. I don't really care. They're all gonna be reviewed at some point, you know. I just want to know why. Why it's doing so bad. Usually the obscure games are the ones that people are more interested in when it comes to my channel. Earthlock sounds like some gay shit. No? No, it doesn't have anything like that. No. Earthlock review, it's fucking hard. The end. No, man, there's a lot to say about that game. It has a lot of gameplay mechanics and features. It's a really interesting game, you know, but I don't mind, you know, if you don't vote for it. There are several lawsuits against Ubisoft. Poor. At this point, I'm starting to feel bad for Ubisoft. Oh my god. Man, it's like the whole world wants to see that company burn. Poor. I mean, they kind of deserve it, you know? Like, what the fuck? Somebody was asking if Activision was the most evil No, Ubisoft, man, but... Dude. Well, I don't think video game collecting is gonna die anytime soon. But I do believe that there's a big possibility that the next generation consoles, obviously not Switch 2, it's confirmed there will be physical releases and shit for some games. But PlayStation 6 or the new Xbox Series Y, Z, whatever the fuck they're gonna call it now, 780. I think they're gonna be digital only. Something tells me they're gonna be like digital only, that there won't be any more physical games. But who knows? Hopefully I'm wrong, right? But I don't really care that much anyway. All I care, I mean, just look at, that's what I care about. My collection, my backlog, all those games, fan translations. And it's not that fucking great with fan translations, you know? Some fan translations are pretty damn bad, and others are politicized. Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be hard to believe, but you shouldn't think companies are the only ones who insert agendas in the translations. Fans do it too. Like Seventh Dragon gave up. I was liking that game, but nope. Fucking translator, piece of shit. Fuck that guy, fuck the person who translated Seventh Dragon 2020. Who's also the same guy who did Suikoden Card Battle Stories, whatever the name is, and the other Seventh Dragon game, so I'm not playing those. But yeah, I mean, if PlayStation 6... I know I digress a lot, I know that, you guys are used to that. But if the PlayStation 6 or the new Xbox console are not gonna have any physical games anymore, like, should I even care? Did you know about Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake Special Edition price? Nope. Are you surprised that I didn't know? You shouldn't be. Are you gonna pay $450 plus tip for Switch 2? Sure. Oh yeah, all internet services have a cap. They never tell you that, but they do have a cap. There was another name for that. But it's similar to a cap of how much you can download or stream, you know? Yeah. Speed starts getting slower, right? There's a term for that. Internet services do that a lot, all of them. I forgot the name. Because when I was living in Canada, it happened to us. And I called the company and I asked them, are you doing this? Throttling. Thank you, Ryan. That's the term, yeah. Are you throttling? And she said, she actually acknowledged the term. I thought she was gonna be like, what's that? You know, play dumb, like Google support here on YouTube. You know, but no, she knew. Like, no, we're not really throttling. Don't worry. No, we're not. You fucking were. Shines the Lightning Kingdom. I made a review of that last year in a top 10. It's called Super Obscure. I haven't done one of those videos in a while. Super Obscure Gems. Part 4 is overdue now. Maybe this month. We'll see about that. Maybe next month. Who knows? But yeah, Super Obscure RPG Gems Part 3. You will find my small, short, 2-minute long review of Shines, I don't know, like the Lightning Kingdom. Yeah, it was a good game. It's good. The big spoon or the little spoon? Every time I see the word spoon, I think of salad fingers. Do you have a phone with Google Lens? Yeah. I didn't know that, Fantonium. There was a fan translator who inserted his own political agendas into Turing Saga, attacked people for that, then later apologized after he got caught. And then there was a retranslation, right? Because I finished Turing Saga on PS1 and I don't remember the game having political agendas, you know? Because the translation was done a long time ago. But there's one that's legendary. There's one, I think it's a Super Nintendo RPG or NES. I don't know, it's really obscure though. But despite being super obscure, like it's legendary. Like it's the translation is like nothing to do with the story. The guy who translated the game distorted all of the events, and it's like super extreme politicized, you know. That was a long time ago. Maybe somebody in the chat remembers that game or knows the game, but I don't remember the name of the game. It's really retro. It's like 16-bit or 8-bit, you know. But the fucking dialogue is like laughable. It's like, what the fuck? It's kind of like that game, Hong Kong 97. I mean, you know that game, right? Thank you very much, Vitamax. Thanks a bunch for the super... That's the super stick, right? Thanks a bunch, dude, for the support. Isn't that the Korean translation with a where's fairy? No, I don't remember. Which are really... I think GameSack covered it many years ago. I don't remember how I found out about it, but it's legendary. The translation is like, what? Like Hong Kong 97, you know? You guys remember Hong Kong 97, right? If you don't, look it up. Watch the AVGN video. Which physical copies of retro JRPGs do you want to get next? I gave up video game collecting, man. It's super expensive. I have everything that I want, and the JRPGs or the games that I want in my collection that I don't have because they're fucking expensive as hell. Like Vanguard Bandits, anything from Working Designs, you know, Arc the Lab collection, Cartia, those Atlus games, you know. Yeah, I can tell you guys my wish list. But yeah, Art on Elico 1 and 2. I'm still waiting for the price of those to drop. I doubt they will drop. Art on Elico 2, I'd like to own for collecting purposes though, but the translation is garbage. But I don't know, I beat the game a long time ago. So yeah. I have a lot of games on my wish list, you know, but I'm not in a position to collect video games right now, because all of the ones that I want are like fucking $100, $80, 120. Like, come on. And I'm waiting. Usually, there's a sale like on different websites on fucking June or July, right? I'm waiting for that. We'll see what I can get. He didn't say Atlus? Ah, it's Atlus! Do you intend playing Fate Extra CCC? Maybe at some point. Because it's not really a direct sequel. It's like a different version of the first game. I found out about that. And maybe I'll stream it. I'm gonna do I'll play it on Twitch, man. Just for your sake. You've been asking me for that game for months, Anthony. Subscribe to my Twitch channel. Link to my Twitch channel in the description, guys. That's where I do most of my live streams, as you may already noticed. I don't stream with the exception of the Q&As. I don't stream on YouTube anymore, you know. So I do everything on Twitch now. I'll do a Fate Extra CCC, Triple C, there, but it's just like the same game. I'd rather wait for the remake, though it's probably gonna be altered. Are you ever going to play Princess Crown? Oh, I already did. That was like a few days ago on Twitch. Zir. Link to my Twitch channel in the description, guys. Or I can link you right now if you're too lazy to click on the description. This is where I do most of my live streams nowadays. Be sure to follow me or subscribe. You know. Yeah, and don't give me the Twitch is fucking evil. I know it is. All companies are evil, you know. I will stream on Kick, but there's no audience. So it's Twitch, right? For now. Maybe one day when Rumble and Kick get bigger, maybe I'll move to there, you know, but there's no audience in there. I tried it. There's a few videos on Rumble. I have two videos on Rumble. One has like 60 views. Great. Twitch, I'm sorry. It's a necessary evil for now. There you go. So I did Princess Crown there. I've been playing Princess Crown in my free time. I'm about to review it, you know. I have a video for next week, top 10. It'll be there, probably. What do you play when you aren't laser focused on RPGs? Oh, I played a lot of shit, man. All genres. Every now and then I do like a random games live stream on Twitch, or I play something. I just beat Crazy Castle 3 on the Game Boy Color last weekend. Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle 3 on Game Boy. I fucking love those games, man. What do you want me to do? I know they're like guilty pleasures, but I fucking love those games, so I beat that. So yeah, you know, I'm like 90% of the time I'm playing RPGs, you know, but there's always that 10%. Maybe I should say 20%, you know. Are there JRPGs you felt had all their potential wasted? Funny you ask, I made a top 10 called that. 10 JRPGs that were wasted potential. Be sure to check it out. There's a lot, you know. Something, I did a similar video. I didn't call it Wasted Potential Part 2. Because the games there are not exactly, well, they kind of are. The 10 JRPGs in that video kind of are wasted potential. It's called 10 Great JRPGs with a Fatal Flaw. That was last year, so check out those videos. Short thoughts on what? If you make a Time and Eternity review and only talk good about it, I'll give you a $300 tip. Are you going to make a more recent short JRPGs to play video since more games have come out since your 4-year-old videos? Newcom, but you probably missed. Exactly 1 year ago, I made a top 50 short JRPGs to play. And it had like the best of the best, the 50 best short JRPGs. You probably missed it, but that's like a year ago. I can't blame you, but check it out. Though the answer is no, I'm not planning anytime soon to make another video with that title, because the top 50 was like the definitive list for a while. Check it out if you can. What visual novel you played finished and can recommend playing? None. I've played visual novel RPGs. Uta Warerumono trilogy, there's a review on the entire trilogy that I did in this channel. Sakura Wars, you know, but like strictly visual novel, I've never finished a single one. Really? Phantonium? That's too bad. Yeah, it was like Tales of Rebirth, you know? Like, I don't know Japanese, so I don't... And I don't know if sometimes people make this research and comparisons, and that's how we find out that a localization is bad or terrible or altered or political, you know? But Tales of Rebirth, I kind of gave up. I don't know if Life Bottle Productions, that's the team who translated the game. I don't know if they inserted or they changed the dialogue or they made it more inflammatory. I think it's probably the latter. Because in the game does have these events that are like about racism, you know? But I don't know if the fans who translated the game like made the dialogue a little bit more inflammatory on purpose, you know, to fulfill a modern agenda. Like, I don't know. It's hard sometimes to know if publishers and localization teams change this or that, you know? Imagine for fan translations, you know? Do you play Shining games on PSP? Oh yeah, Anthony! I beat Shining Blade. And I streamed it on Twitch. Again. You missed it. But I uploaded the whole fucking thing on YouTube. It's called Obscure PSP JRPGs. I uploaded that stream here on this channel a few weeks ago. Check it out. So, I'm about to review that game in a top 10. Wait for it. You'll see it next week. Shining Blade. That's the only one so far. What JRPG was too long that needed to be shorter? Again, that's another video that I did last year. 10 JRPGs that... I made 10 JRPGs that... Wait a second, no. I did the opposite, man. I did 10 JRPGs that should have been longer. And this motherfucker was there. That was last year. But the opposite, like 10 JRPGs that should have been shorter. Well, I guess there's one that I also did last year, similar. It's called 10 JRPGs that overstayed their welcome, right? That's the equivalent. Check that video out. That was last year also. It has Juna from the Trails of Cold Steel series in the thumbnail. You'll see it. 10 JRPGs that overstayed their welcome. That may be what you're looking for, Mystery Kid. Thank you very much, Newcomb. It's a bunch, buddy. He says, I will check out that video on short JRPGs. Missed it on the search. Need something to play before. Okay, so you got 50 games in there. All of them are like maximum of 20 hours. Just keep in mind, that's the main story. Any fucking game, you can fucking put Muramasa 100 hours in Muramasa, even though it's a 5-hour long game. You know, you can put 100 hours if you want. But main story in those 50 JRPGs in that video takes no more than 20 hours. Wasn't overstayed or welcome. Oh yeah, exactly. That's the same. Nayuta. Speaking about Nayuta, you know. You literally learned that Astral Chain was a JRPG via this stream. Well, I'll try my best since it's probably gonna win. Yeah, it's impossible. I don't think Earthlock and Exist Archive are dead. They're fucking dead. Nayuta maybe stands a chance, but I don't think it's gonna overturn Astral Chain, so we can tell this game is already won, the poll. So I'll try my best to explain why I think this is a role-playing game in the video. What do you mean ready for Trails in the Sky? Isn't that in October? Shouldn't you be asking me if I'm more ready for Lunar? Yeah, Sky is like in October or November, man. Long way from that. Top 10 best dirt cheap JRPGs. So I made that video too. That was 2 years ago, Yum Yum. It's called 10 obscure cheap JRPGs I recommend, and then I made an entire trilogy with both mainstream, you know, all across all systems, you know. I made that. I made those videos. Thanks again, Newcomb. You do main story a lot lately anyway. Don't have time for all those repetitive side quests with shitty rewards. Yeah, I agree. I guess it depends on the game, right? Thank you, Kevin King, for the super chat. I guess it depends on the game. Like, for example, in Shining Blade that I just did, I did do a few side quests. You know, I did do some side content. But yeah, for years I've been the same, you know. In most JRPGs, I just beat the main story and move on. But I have to. I can't put hundreds of hours in. It's just no. Kevin King, what do you think of the new RPG coming from China? Clear Obscene? I don't know. It's Chinese? I didn't know it was Chinese. Dude, what? When is that fucking game coming out? Like every stream I get like 5 people asking me about it. It's a meme already in this fucking channel. April 20th. Oh, that's fucking next week. So finally, now the questions are gonna be, have you played it? Did you play it? I don't know. I'm not playing it, I'm not buying it. I'm gonna wait until it's like dirt cheap. I don't know. I didn't know it was from China. It's Chinese? Holy shit. We'll see what happens. But no opinion, man. I watched the trailer a long time ago and it was fine, you know, but I don't trust modern games, so that's your answer. Do you know a Mexican celebrity by the name of Janet? No, I don't know. No. Would you ever consider making a video series of your top 100 JRPGs, favorite JRPGs of all time? I can't even make a top 10, man. Well, I made a top 10 actually. Long time ago, that was last year. I made a video about the blog, 500 RPGs, and I showed my favorites in there. But I just did a lot of videos like that. So the answer is no. I'd like to make that would be a good idea for a video one day, but maybe not, because nowadays I don't get a lot of views anymore for those types of videos. Remember those videos? I used to get a lot of views for those, but not anymore. Last year I made a top 100 best turn-based JRPGs of all time, and it didn't get a lot of views, you know, it's just... We will have a surprise review on April 25th. No, man, that was a one-time only. That was just Suikoden, because it's fucking Suikoden. But clear, obscene, or obscure? No. Well, Lunar might still happen, because Gung-Ho usually sends review codes to some YouTubers on day one, instead of sending them like a week before. Like Grandia, remember when Grandia 1 and 2 came out last year on PS5? The remasters came out like 10 years ago, 7, I don't know. But then they got a PS5 release, and I got the review code on day one. You know, maybe Gung-Ho is gonna be the same, gonna do the same with me, with Lunar, I don't know. But yeah, don't expect any surprise modern reviews anymore. That was just Suikoden, because it's fucking Suikoden. And I was just sad like an hour ago, sulking about it because it failed in views. But yeah, for those who don't know, I did a review of Suikoden Remasters a couple of weeks ago. It's here on my YouTube channel. It's a great fucking video, because it's a comparative review between the originals and the remasters. So it's fucking interesting as fuck. But people don't look at me anymore for new JRPGs, man. They've already noticed that the majority of my focus is like retro or old JRPGs or obscure hidden gems, you know. Do you get many review codes? No, not anymore. Ever since the shadow ban, I've been blacklisted in a lot of companies: Square Enix, Namco, Atlus. Yeah, I'm blacklisted. Not that I care, you know. I still get the occasional one, but I don't want their games. I'm planning to start Code Vein soon. Any advice? Oof. Be patient. Grind a lot. It's a grind fest. Very hardcore game, man. Good advice I can give you is just stock up on items, healing items as much as you can. If you don't want the game to be too hard, try to use a character with a sword or with a lance. I ended up beating the game with a lancer, because you get some distance between you and the enemies, you know. So it's a bit, it makes things a little bit easier, but not really. That's a hardcore game. Yeah, it's the best advice I can give you. Just grind. For some stages, some dungeons follow a guide. The cathedral is infamous. I remember... Fuck that place. I remember doing the cathedral blind, and I got so lost until I just eventually gave up and looked up a walkthrough. Like, how do I get out of here, you know? So don't be shy in reading some tips online and a guide, you know? That's the best advice I can give you. Well, I grew up with those Disney old 80s and 90s cartoons. I was born in 85, so I grew up with those cartoons. Yeah, I like them. Do you own any retro consoles? I do. I have the PSP. I have the PS2. And that's it. Do you consider PS3 retro? I don't yet, but I have a PS3. And that's it. I used to own more, but I sold them. I had a Super Nintendo, a Wii. Well, Wii isn't exactly retro yet, is it? And I got... That's it. And the 3DS, that's not retro. Vita, I mean, no. PS3 is arguably retro, but PS Vita and 3DS, it's fucking 10-year-old consoles, man. That's not retro. That's it. Bunkers. I know the games. I never watched the cartoon, but I know the games on Super Nintendo. They're okay games, you know. Why did you trash Code Vein, man? That's a fucking excellent game. Have you tried Fate Extra CCZ? Yeah, you asked the same question like 10 minutes ago and I answered you. You must consider paying attention to what I say, Anthony, instead of just asking questions and then leaving immediately. Is the Wii U the worst console for you? No. Dude, have you heard of the Philips CDI? Or the 3DO? How about the Atari 7800? Dude, there's far worse consoles than the Wii U. What would you consider the golden age of Xbox? Xbox 360, definitely. Exactly, Mystery Kid. Yeah, definitely the golden age. The Virtual Boy is also far worse than the Wii U. I don't know, Donsk. I don't know anything about Fortnite. I know it's a third-person shooter, free to play. That's it. That's all I know. AVGN has you covered on all the crappy consoles of the past. That's right. I'm glad you finally got to finishing Skies of Arcadia. You're welcome. I'm glad too. Great fucking game. Yeah, I made a review. There's a review of... I made a review of Skies of Arcadia like a month ago. Yeah. Great game. What will a 4DS be like? Kind of like the Virtual Boy. Right? Breaking the fourth wall. You know? That's how it will be like fucking the PlayStation thing. The virtual thing, you know? The stylus will touch you. Well, if you're into that. Well, I don't want no stylus touching me. Did you get all the crew members in Skies of Arcadia? I did a review on that, Dunsk. Yeah, a 4DS is basically the PlayStation virtual reality thing, you know? The VR. That's it. Right? Oh, your internet crashed, Anthony. Anthony, I told you that I haven't played it, and I will play it live on Twitch one of these days. So follow me on Twitch, link to my Twitch channel in the description. That was my answer. Which do you like more, PS1 or PS2? PS2. I'm a PS2 guy. Probably because I didn't grow up with the PS1. When the PS1 came out, me and my family got the Super Nintendo for the first time. All of this happened, I've told this story before, it's because my mom was kind of against video games, you know. Maybe that's why I became a YouTuber. Is there a way to save Chidori? Yes. Check a guide. And it's not just in Reload. I think it's also in other versions of the original Persona 3, okay? You gotta follow a guide. It's not that hard. It's just like one or two decisions you make and that's it. She's saved. Who do you always recruit in Star Ocean 2? I've done both. I beat the original PS1 version a long time ago. I did a second playthrough of the original version that I didn't finish. And then I beat the remake a couple of years ago. So I've gotten all characters. Between those 3 playthroughs, I've gotten all characters. But my favorites are Opera. Because Opera is like... Ashton is a beast. I couldn't decide which is the better fighter, Ashton or Opera. But obviously in everything else I like Opera for obvious reasons, you know? But as a unit, I think both are just as good. Yeah, I always recruit everybody. I have recruited everybody. I know you can't do that in one playthrough, but I have recruited everybody. You know what? One of my biggest complaints with the remake was that you can't recruit everybody. I mean, you couldn't in the original PS1 or PSP versions, right? That should have been a feature in the remake, like New Game Plus, recruited party members carry over. So now you can have all of them on your second playthrough. That should have been an option, and it wasn't. There's New Game Plus on Star Ocean, the remake, right? But that's not an option. That should have been an option. That should have been an option, man. Right? Chisato is that the redhead, right? What best gameplay underrated DS games? That's the server remake. You trying to ask which JRPGs on the Nintendo DS the server remake? None. You want them altered, censored, and politicized? What's the point? I feel like the GameCube is so much better than the 64. I agree. 100%. 64 is probably one of my least favorite Nintendo consoles. No offense to its fans, I just don't like it. Well, you consider the golden age of the PS2? The PS2. What kind of question is that? Are you decently skilled in the Advance Wars games? No, I'm not a fan of those games. I'm decently skilled in Fire Emblem, though. Have you heard of Anachronox? Nope. Let me look it up. You've asked me about that game before in the past. I remember. This looks very ugly, man. Holy shit, just look at this. Look at this cover, man. Google this game. This doesn't look like something that I would like, man. Or I appreciate it. It's probably a great game. Maybe it's a great game, but by the looks of it, I just don't find it appealing. Suikoden 3 music overall was one of the best. That's right. Oh, the intro, yeah. I usually don't like anime or JRPG intros because they're all like freaking idol pop music that I know. You know, but Suikoden 3, that's a great fucking song. I wish I could play it though, but it has copyright. Because it is the damned. We are the damned. You show up in my streams, you become one of the damned, not the saved. Oh, the golden years of the PlayStation 2. I will put that like 2005 till 2007. Those 2-3 years. 5, 6, and 7. I think that was the golden age of the PlayStation 2. Those 3 years, you know. Will you live stream Plumbers Don't Wear Ties? Yeah, and I will get demonetized. Is that what you want? Well, the stream will get demonetized, not me. Oh, you also mentioned Anachronox. Oh, well. It probably is a great game, you know, the art style looks fucking ugly, like a modern game, you know, if you catch my meaning. How's the poll doing? 152 votes. Yeah, looks like Astral Chain is going to be my next review for tomorrow. I mean, we still have half an hour left, though. But yeah, man. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I was not expecting Astral Chain to win. In fact, I want to review it, but I just put it there because I was like, I want to review it, you know? It's there, but it's not gonna win. Because there's like 10 million reviews of this game on the internet already. I thought Nayuta or Exist Archive will win. Yeah, me too, Nayuta, right? But, fuck, a lot of people want to see a review of this game. It's probably because they want me to explain myself on why this is an RPG. They're like, this is not an RPG. But he said that he was going to explain that, so yeah, I'm voting for that. Don't worry, all the other games will be reviewed. Someday. Which is your all-time favorite GameCube game? Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. YouTube won't let you send a super chat again? Really? YouTube isn't letting you sending a super chat? Maybe your card, something's wrong with the card. I mean, I don't know. Like Newcomb did 2 super chats in a row. a while ago. I don't know why. YouTube doesn't want you to support me that much. Try again, Shinji. Please. Please try again. Keep trying. Septerra Core. What's that? Let me... Legacy of the Creator? Okay. This looks more interesting. This looks more like my kind of jam, man. Isometric view, right? Okay, yeah, this looks interesting. This looks more appealing to me than Anna Crocs. The art style is a bit ugly, though. But yeah, I mean... Right? Check. Definitely appealing to me. Right? Yeah. I mean, it's not like super beautiful. This isn't Tony Taka, you know, or Satoshi Urushihara. No, but I know, I dig it. I like it. I might be able to get into it. Is that a PC exclusive? How am I playing with your mind? Do you have any pets? No, not at the moment. You just keep saying edit message and try again. Fucking YouTube. I don't know, close the stream? Or refresh, maybe? Ska? Not a fan. I like metal, but ska... Not a fan. That's like light rock with some reggae, right? Not a fan. What do you think was the best JRPG launch title for the PS2? We got Orphan, Evergrace. Like, no. It had a really bad launch. Civilization, huh? Civilization was one of the biggest influence for Suikoden. No Civilization, no Suikoden. Simple as that. YouTube limits the number of characters per price point. What do you mean? Oh, maybe Shinji's trying to say a lot? Like an entire paragraph? I don't know, man. You still find people like that online, Donsk, like me. I mean, it's hard, you know, people usually trash cross. But yeah, I mean, you can still find reasonable people, you know, who like both games, you know. Do you like when isometric games at the 45 angle or 90%? Like, I have no preference, but it depends on the game. Some games are not really benefited from the camera angle, you know. I forgot Dark Cloud. Dark Cloud wasn't launch. That was like later, right? It wasn't launch. Don't spam it. Maybe that's why. Don't stop spamming, Shinji. Well, don't worry. There's always next week. That's right, Tom Selleck. Couldn't agree more. It's overused. It's like Xenogears. You mention Xenogears, and there's always that one guy. Disc 2 was rushed! Come on. We know that. It's overused. What's your favorite monster collector game? Shin Megami Tensei. The series. Thank you, Shinji. I do remember the game Bastion from a company that I used to respect. Nowadays I don't. I never finished it though. It's a good game though. I don't know. Too repetitive, I guess. Which Shin Megami Tensei game has the best monster collecting system? All of them, it's always the same. I mean, there are some where it's different, like Soul Hackers 2, for example, you know, but in most it's like the same. You recruit demons through negotiation or whatever, you know, and then you fuse them. Like the same system, you know, in most of them. Is Earthlock a good game? Aha, you're gonna have to wait for my review to find out. I've seen the Baten Kaito's Japanese commercials. I made a video about Japanese commercials for JRPGs many years ago. That was like 2 years ago, actually, now that I think about it. It's a fun video. Ooh, very excited, Jordan. Super excited, super hyped. Dark Cloud was that we have Zelda at home. For you as a PlayStation kid? Okay. Technically, newcomb. You had to be that actually guy. Actually, you don't really collect demons in Shin Megami Tensei. Actually. Any card-based JRPG battle system you liked? Baten Kaitos, Cards RPG, Grand Guilds, amongst others, you know. I don't blame you for the chat glitch, Shinji. The chat is crashing on me right now. It's crashed 3 times today. It's just YouTube fucking me up as usual. Which is my favorite SMT demon to recruit? The sexy ones? Succubus all the way. Lost Kingdoms is a good game. Oh, Lost Kingdoms, another card-based game. That's a good game. Chain of Memories? No, I didn't like that. How is Earthlock the same as Neo Fantasian? Has nothing to do with it. They kind of look alike. They look alike, but nothing to do, man. Earthlock is an indie game from a European studio, I believe. And Neo Fantasian is Hironobu Sakaguchi. The female demons are your favorite as well? Yeah. Usually I end up with female demons in my party, but I have finished some games with non-female demons. I think Shin Megami Tensei... Who was in my party in Shin Megami Tensei 4? I don't even remember. I beat it like 2 months ago. Fuck, man, I don't... I think Titania was there? No. Fuck it. Anyway. Have you played Terra Incognita on PS1? No, what's that? Is that an RPG? What do you think of those card game and board game video games? You mean like Concept Revolt? Concept Saga? They're good, you know, if you get into them. Does that red-headed doll on your game shelves have a name? Yes, that's Nyx. Nyx from my book, Nyx Inferno. A fan made it for me a long time ago, many years ago. That's basically based on my character Nyx from my book, Nyx Inferno. Link to my books in the description, guys. Great books. Probably Dragon Quest 12 out of those two, Tom. I hot glue the doll on Twitch all the time. You always have a demon hearing by the end of the game. I'm usually the same, depends on the game. What do you think were the reasons why the GameCube failed so badly despite its huge Japanese support? I don't know, probably because he couldn't read DVDs. Whenever people talk about the GameCube's failure, that's one of the first things that they mention. That no movies, you couldn't have DVDs, or music, no CDs, Probably the reason why. And it looked like a kid's toy. It looked like a kid's toy, that's right. I don't think that played a big part though. I think the DVD, CD lack of feature, I think that was the biggest mistake of the GameCube. But then again, I don't know that much about the GameCube. I know about the games though. And the RPGs. Cool teenagers didn't want that. Cool teenagers wanted the PlayStation. Probably. Now I want to know what were my demons in Shin Megami Tensei 4. God damn it. I remember that I had an unusual party of demons. I remember some of the initial party members. I have that Vovre. I have no idea how to pronounce her name. Vouvre. It's French, right? She was in my party for a long time in SMT4. She looks like a demon, like a succubus type of demon, with like half of her body is like red and the other half is like white or something like that. How do you even pronounce that? Crimson Shroud. No, I like the story. It looked kind of edgy and dark, but the gameplay killed it for me. The battle system was like, no. I don't recommend Crimson Shroud. I don't think it's a bad game though. I just didn't like it. Yeah, how do you pronounce her name? Vovre. What the fuck? Atlus? What the fuck, Atlus? Vovre? Now I want to know how to pronounce Vovre. Louvre. Vouvra. Apparently it's Vouvra. Yeah, it sounds French, right? Vouvra. That's one of my favorite demons in Shin Megami Tensei. I also like Succubus a lot. Pixie. It's pronounced Aries. Oh, hear you. Mexican man still mad at the French. Why? We beat the French, man. Twice. We beat the French. We should be mad at Spain. My president is mad. She wants Spain to apologize for colonizing us 500 years ago. I'm not kidding. She wants that. You should look up the game, The Silent Kingdom. The Silent Kingdom? The Silent Kingdom. This is on Switch? This is an RPG? What the fuck? Oh, it's an indie. Oh, it's a sexy redhead. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Wait, is this out? The art style reminds me of Fire Emblem Three Houses. Is it the same guy? Oh, fuck. Want to get a screenshot to show it to you guys. A good screenshot, though. Well, anyway, just look it up. Google it. It looks really interesting, though. It's gonna be on Steam and Switch. Is it out yet? No, it's... Oh, yeah, it was out, like, January 2022. I didn't know about this game, man. The Silent Kingdom, huh? Holy shit. I'm gonna leave this tab open. That looks great. Thanks for bringing the game to my attention. That's great, Commander. DNB, that's a good game. Oh, it's a Spanish studio from the Silent Kingdom. Okay. What is this BGM? It says right below me. It's a one-man indie game. Okay. Hopefully there's no politics on it, but I'll look it up. Sudeki. That's an Xbox game. I know that. Great fan service in Sudeki. That's okay. That's an okay game. It didn't age very well though. I played that some years ago. It's good, but it didn't. Oh, it has a demo. On Switch or only on Steam? It's a story-driven otome JRPG made by a single person. No demo on Switch. Only on Steam. Well, I'll play it. Anyway, Sudeki, yeah, that was a fine game, you know, but it didn't age very well. What is your favorite Growlancer game? Mine is 5. Heritage of War. There are RPGs based on Saint Seiya, we just didn't get them. There's one on the NES. Turn-based. It's kinda bad though. I'm not sad we didn't get it. Yeah, this is from Trials of Mana. It says right there, right? Oh, it doesn't say. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it just says 107 Little Sweet Cafe. What the fuck? This is Trials of Mana. Trials of Mana. And the song is called Little Sweet Cafe. I don't know why it says that. What the fuck? Yeah, next time tell me the name is wrong. Okay, this name is right. Triangle Strategy OST World Map. So yeah, if you want to know the name of a song and it shows something stupid, let me know. But that was Trials of Mana. Sorry about that. Do you have a favorite weapon out of all the RPGs you ever played? Not really. Well, another thing, Commander, you should watch my review, man. I posted the video at the end of the ranking video, you know. There's a video where I address a review of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 where I addressed all of my complaints with it. You should check it out. No demo for this game on Switch though. I mean, Switch demo. No, apparently the demo is only on Steam. Why do they do that? If they're going to release a demo, why only on... If your game is on Switch and Steam, why would you release a demo only on one platform and not the other one? That's fucking stupid. Well, I guess I'll download GOG. What's the best service for Steam? GOG? Is it GOG? My favorite vehicles? Vehicles in a JRPGs? I don't have any. I don't know. I mean, like bikes and cars and ships, and I don't care about that. No. Service, yeah, like GOG, right? How do you play on Steam? You can't play directly on Steam. You download Steam? Oh, Steam has its own service? I didn't know that. I don't know anything about Steam. All I know is that I can play it on this laptop, finally, after so many years. Thanks, Gabe. Okay, so you download Steam. And you play it there. I think that's what I did with Eiyuden Chronicle last year when I got the beta version, which was exclusive for reviewers. Okay, so I'll just download Steam. I have an account probably, but I don't even remember the password. Let's take a look at the poll. 171 votes. 48% Astral Chain. Should I end it? I mean, it's pretty damn obvious. Nayuta is not gonna reach it. And these two guys are done. Done. These two. Nobody cares. Pyra or Mithra? Oh. You mean... What are the names in Japanese? Hibiki and... Hikari? Hikari and Homura. Those are their Japanese names. Their real names. I think I prefer Hikari. Yes, Commander, I have played that, the demo. I played the demo, not the full game. But I played the Anno Mutationem, Mutationem, whatever. Fuck that name. Terrible name for a game. But that's a... Based on just the demo, it was a good game, you know, but I don't know. I don't speak Japanese. Have you experienced any RPG on Switch that was actually unplayable due to the performance? No. East 9 came close to that though, but not really, no. Do you like stories where the protagonist dies? Well, that very rarely happens in JRPGs, but yeah, I'm okay with that. You play the whole game straight gas? What? Gas? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm Mexican, man. I don't understand your American slang. American slang. It's gas? I don't know. That's that good or bad? Dead End Request 2 is bad on Twitch. Yeah, that's... Yes. Good example, man. Especially the second one. It's a bit bad on Switch. Frame rate issues, you know, screen tearing, yeah. I am never going to play that game, Phantonium. Never. Persona 3? On Switch? I haven't played it on Switch. Breath of Fire 4, favorite PS1 graphics? Close. I'm sticking to Chrono Cross, obviously. But Breath of Fire 1 is fucking beautiful. Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul? Breaking Bad. I love Better Call Saul, but not Breaking Bad. Oh, there you go, Shinji. It worked. Thank you for trying again and again. It finally worked. I got it, man. Thanks a bunch. Persona 3 Reload isn't on Switch. Zier probably meant the remaster, right? Mortal Kombat 1 is bad on everything. It's just fucking horrible. So Commander left. He got offended. I insulted the American slang. I want to know if gas is a good thing or a bad thing. You should ask Google Gemini what type of RPG you envision. Oh, I can only imagine the answer I'm gonna get, man. Google. Best JRPG on PS2? Why, Valkyrie Profile 2 Silmeria, of course. Grow Lancer 5 second best. I'm not kidding, those are my favorites. Let's end the poll. 174 votes. Take your sweet time in showing the results, YouTube, in the chat. I'm waiting. There you go. Finally, thank you. So it looks like this is my next review for tomorrow. Astral Chain. Wow, I'm surprised, to be honest. I wasn't expecting this game to win. But it did. Alright? You got it, guys. Tomorrow, Astral Chain review. Featuring the stupid fucking dragon. Or maybe something else this time. Yeah, gas is gasoline. Gas is good for your car. Exactly, so I don't know. He said he played through the full game and he was gas. And he got offended and left. Unsubscribed. Now he'll join my Reddit haters. Anyway, we've reached the end of the Q&A, people. Or not? Nah, 10 more minutes. I don't have anywhere to go today. And I want that guy to explain himself. What the fuck is gas? You saw the placeholder for Astral Chain at Walmart was at $10 recently, and I wanted to key KMS. Really? What do you think of Drakengard 1? Wasted potential. Terrible gameplay, great fucking story, great music, great narrative, but the controls and the combat ruin it. Okay, it's not terrible, but it's not good. Oh, I'll explain in a second. I'm at work. Why is it so hard? You could, instead of saying that, you could have said gas is good. 3 words. So the game's great. You love the game. Is that what you mean? Do you recommend Anno Mutationem or whatever the fuck it's pronounced to my audience? I can't recommend it because I only played the demo, and yeah, it's fun, but nah, that's just the demo. It's a modern indie game. What are your favorite vehicles? I just told you I don't know. I don't care for vehicles in video games. I have no idea what's with the lack of Mexican game studios. There's more. There's a lot here, but there's just no support here. Mexico is a very Americanized country, unfortunately. But we do have a lot of culture and a lot of shows and art. Nowhere to be found except here, and a lot of people dig that, you know. Like, I fucking hate Mexican music, but it's a big deal here, you know. People would rather listen to that instead of American music or something else. So since video games aren't exactly a Mexican thing, you know, we don't get support here. Oh, it's gas, man. It's from the 60s. It means a lot of fun. All right. There we go. Thank you, Antonio. I do AA. I fucking hate Mexican music with a passion. How long do you think the Xenosaga trilogy will be? You want to play it back to back? If you stick to the main story, you will probably do like 100 hours. Give or take. Yeah, the first game, for episode 1 has got to be 30 hours. The second one is longer, 40 maybe. The third one is not as long, probably also 40. So yeah, if you play the entire trilogy, it's like 100 hours together, you know. There, give or take. It's not that long. If you stick to the main story, you do side quests, explore everything, and okay, so we're talking 200 hours maybe. I don't know. I never did that. Have you ever fought enemies that were harder than bosses? Yeah, that's a pretty common thing in JRPGs, man. Yeah. I fucking hate that, actually. And to make matters worse, I hate it when you fight this enemy and it's super difficult and super tough, and the experience you get is like nothing. Like the same as if you would have fought a normal enemy. I hate that. If you're gonna make me fight a super hardcore enemy in a JRPG, give me a lot of fucking experience at least. Don't just give me the same or just a little bit more. No, fuck that. I'm gonna avoid that enemy. And every time an enemy like that shows up, I'm gonna run away because fuck that. Give me the easy enemies. If it's gonna be the same. I wanna feel rewarded, you know? I play something tough, I wanna feel the reward. Well, how about some bosses in JRPGs that are super hard and they barely give you any experience at the end? It's like, oh, I grinded a lot for this motherfucker. Maybe I didn't get a lot of experience because I grinded a lot, and now I'm over leveled. But even if I'm over leveled, I want to beat that tough bastard, and I want to fucking level up 5 levels, or at least 1. Feel like, oh yeah, I beat Matador in SMT4, in SMT3, and I leveled up. That it feels great, you know. 7th Saga the worst, exactly. You beat a boss and you get like 2 points of experience. Great, thanks. There goes my motivation down the drain. Did you know that Final Fantasy 3 is actually Final Fantasy 6? No! I didn't know that! Really? Final Fantasy 3 is actually Final Fantasy 6? Oh man, really? I didn't! Wow! Wow! Oh my god! Final Fantasy 3 is Final Fantasy 6? Great. Are there other JRPGs with mobs like Metal Slime from Dragon Quest? There are. It's not that common, but there are some special enemies that give you a lot of experience. I can't think of one right now, but I feel like there's Shin Megami Tensei demons that give you a lot of experience. But those are the ones that immediately run away at the beginning of the battle, you know? I feel like I played one JRPG not long ago that had that type of enemy. That you encounter the enemy, but it runs away so quickly, you know? Oh, Dot Hack a Link, I think it's that. I think Dot Hack a Link on the PSP. Too late for the explanation, Commander. Okay, so Anno Mutationem is great. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. What do you think of the Ni no Kuni games? Not a big fan, but they're good games. You love grinding in RPGs? No, don't play Final Fantasy VIII then. When do you think Shin Megami Tensei 6 will come out? Ooh! First, Persona 6. First, Shin Megami Tensei 6. Ooh! That's gonna be like in 10 years. Fuck. No, Fantonium, I don't even watch Mexican news. They're fucking left-wing, all of them. Or even if they were right-wing, I mean, the news are always controlled by the political party. So I don't watch any news, man. It's a waste of time. Grinding? Alright, this is getting stupid. Final Fantasy Legend 2 was my first RPG. Do you watch like what? No, I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm leaving. Fucking what the fuck, man? I'm team SMT. I prefer SMT over Persona. I like both, but I prefer SMT. Okay, great. Persona 4 remix censorship. Great. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching. That was another Q&A. Thanks a bunch for the donations. Be sure to don't miss my review of this game and the top 10 for a few days later. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.